When there's world news to report, Elite Hunters is there. Today, we'll sit with hobby influencer Dougie K.
I'm giving you priceless advice here for $500 on my Patreon, okay?
Elite News, when it matters, serving the people. Welcome to another episode of Elite Hunters. I'm joined here with Dougie K. Dougie K, how are you today?
Doing very well. And yourself, sir?
I'm doing very good. I want to ask you, and the viewers want to know several questions. First of all, what brought you into this card hobby?
That's a great question. So what I always do is I follow where the money's going, right? So I see a trail of dollars. I follow them like a little cookie crumb trail. And I followed them into the card hobby. So really, I followed a trail of money, of literal dollars in front of me, walking down a path, and I followed it into baseball cards and the nostalgia cards and whatnot. And I've been making my fortune.
So you literally see dollars.
I saw someone had laid out a trail of dollars that then brought me to the destination of the card hobby. Yes.
Like Hansel and Gretel.
That is an obscure reference that I'm not aware of, but I'm gonna, because I don't want to sound ignorant, I'm gonna say yes, yeah, like Hansel and Gretel. I'm gonna say very much so like Hansel and Gretel. That was a very astute observation on your part, sir.
So then some might say that you're an investor, not really a collector.
Oh, yeah, I'm an investor. You know why? Because I'm smart. That's why. Because so here's the thing. Collectors are accumulating dumb things. Investors are selling things in a smart way. So yes, this is how it's working for me. And it's when it works for me, it's good business for everyone.
Let's backtrack a little bit. I'd like to find out, and the viewers would like to find out a little about your background. Where are you from?
Well, I can't disclose everything for obvious reasons, but I'm from United States first and foremost. I'm a proud American, and I'm in the northeast part.
Northeast part. Okay, I see. And did you collect when you were younger?
I collected money. Yeah, I collected. Yes, I did.
Oh, you collected money, not really cardboard or anything with the hobby related.
no, no, no. I collected money. Because it's meaningful. Yeah, I collected money.
I'm happy to see that question amused you. So you don't want to really tell us about your background. Can you tell us at least a little about yourself?
Yeah. So here's the thing. I know that I come off like a super nice, humble guy, and like people look at me and they just say, that guy's salt of the earth. I really like that guy. I want to do business with him. And I have to say, so this is part of my long-term investment strategy. You know how they say the meek shall inherit the earth, right? We all know this, right? So my long-term investment strategy is to be meek and thus inherit the earth. That's the long-term investment strategy. So that's me in a nutshell.
So you don't see cryptocurrency or selling goods and service. Your avenue is pumping and dumping and selling cards on the weak-minded.
So here's the thing: the pumping and dumping, right? So I buy cards, right? I buy cards. Tell my buddies, it's pumping. Does anyone have? People don't have a problem with that, right? Then I sell the cards, and I make money. It's dumping, right? Now I do these things in quick succession, and you call me a pump and dumper, but I'm just being smart, making money. And and crypto. I have two words for you for crypto, and this is all you need to know, right? Is buy low, sell high. Well, it's nearly two words. It's approximately 2 words ish.
I see. Now it's funny that you say that you pump and dump, and you'd like to think that you're, I guess, a businessman, but many like to question your routes or habits when it comes to pumping and dumping. And it's known that you pick on little kids and you try to sell them some of their cards unbeknownst to the
No,
value of the card.
no,
Uh,
no,
you're saying no?
no.
Can
Never happened.
Well, can you please roll the tape, please? Please roll the tape.
Hey, look, I gotta interest you in this card. It's Gavin Lux. This is a Gavin Lux rookie. You know Gavin Lux.
No, I haven't.
He is the best player in Major League Baseball.
Really?
Yeah, 2020 rookie, $50. Get $50 on you.
Oh, no.
Actually, can you go to your? Does your mother have money? Can you go to your mother and get $100?
I actually, you said 50.
So, what do you have to say about that?
Have you ever heard the word deep fake?
Deep fake?
Deep fake. Yeah. So that's not me.
That's not you. So you're
No,
denying that this wasn't you in the video.
well, maybe it was me, but it's not the kid.
It's not the kid. And you
Yeah.
were there telling them about a Gavin
Either
Lux.
it's not me, or it's not the kid, or it's not what you think it is.
Oh, I see now. And you're trying to push a Gavin Lux card that you could probably find in a quarter box.
Oh, no. Here's the thing. Gavin Lux. Okay. Here's the thing. I don't know why I'm gonna be honest with you, but I am. I'm very highly leveraged on Gavin Lux. He was very hot in 2000. I have many thousands of these cards that I really need to unload. So what I need to tell everyone here is, you guys need to get Gavin Lux as if the coronavirus had just begun and you just started getting into the baseball craze. We need to do this thing over again, flip reverse, so I can unload. And if it takes whatever it takes, if it takes another global pandemic, as long as my bank account's happy, it's good.
With the way you speak, I wouldn't be surprised if you're the one that had this pandemic happen in the first place.
That I have to say that would have been genius of me if I had the foresight to know that these things would all happen. Thank you very much for that compliment. Thank you.
So you pretty much capitalized throughout the pandemic, it's safe to say.
Oh yeah, I capitalize throughout my life. So if the global pandemic happened in a period of my life, so yes.
And right now, it looks like you're living in an estate. Prior to the pandemic, you were living in a studio apartment. Is that not correct?
I don't know where you get your information. I cannot validate my I don't have a publicist, but Ethan, my friend from pre-K, advised me earlier to be weary of answering some questions. That sounds like a question that is incriminating, and I'm going to take Ethan's advice and the dog across the street. He reads newspapers, and we're just going to say, nix that one.
Nix that one. So you don't want to be on the record with that one?
Off the record.
Off the record.
Off the record, the answer is yes. But we're not recording this.
Okay, so let's go on the record, and I guess I'm not going to ask you about yourself, but mainly, are there any people you gained your business model from, whether it's YouTube or the hobby in general? Like, is there anyone that influenced you?
Oh yeah, there's several people who I admire in the hobby who have had little subtle influences on me. I mean, my genius radiates from within for the most part, but I can give little inklings of credit and compliments to some people out there who I've noticed.
Really? What would you think, or what comes to mind if I were to mention a few names like Jeff Wilson?
Jeff. Okay, it's Jeff. I thought it was Geoff. It's Jeff. Okay, so here's the thing about Jeff. I love Jeff. Jeff is a little bit decaf. He's a little bit decaf. What I do love about Jeff is he's the kind of guy who would cut you in line. And I love that about him. He would certainly cut you in line, and he would act like, he was innocent. And I love that he makes bad investments on the regular and doesn't even blink and doesn't acknowledge it. And I think that unflinching confidence we could all learn from. In addition, this you're saying it's Jeff. You're saying it's Jeff.
It's Jeff Wilson.
Not Geoff.
Not Geoff. Jeff Wilson. I've met the man in person.
Okay. Well, congratulations on that, sir. Jeff has annoyed himself to the top. And it's I love that about him. He's the kind of guy who, in high school, everyone tried to cheat off his paper, and he was like hiding in the corner with his little finger over his, that's his thing. He's what he's missing is he's not Arthur Fonzarelli. He's more like Potsy. Everything really in life does distill down into some sort of Happy Days comparison, and so he is not the Arthur Fonzarelli in the hobby, and that's a shortcoming.
All right. So another name in the hobby, Gary V.
Gary V. Gary V. Oh boy. Gary V is like Yoda if Yoda had a propensity for business, which Yoda did not, by the way. Yoda had several failed companies. The beautiful thing about Gary V is he is the most sincerely insincere person that I've ever seen out there. The guy's a class act. I would buy anything from him, and you should too.
Now, are you aware at all that Yoda is a fictional character?
Come again?
He's a fictional character, made
No,
up.
no, no, no. I've seen him. I've seen him on television.
Yoda.
I've seen him. I've seen him do numerous interviews. Yes, he's not
Wow.
yet. Mm-hmm.
Have you ever heard of CGI or puppeteer?
Are these words?
Okay, one last name about the hobby that I'm curious what you think of is Vegas Dave.
Vegas Dave. Vegas Dave. I put him. I put him. I think way up, just a notch above Gary V there. Vegas Dave took getting lucky and saying "I told you so" to its zenith. And another thing I love about Vegas Dave, first of all, about his mother named him after Las Vegas. That's awesome. That's brilliant. That's actually on my bucket list, is for my mother to name me after Las Vegas. So nothing but respect for Vegas Dave.
Wow. Okay, let's switch gears. I am curious to know, there are a few things said about the collector lately because of the recession, where investors are blaming the collectors for this recession in the card hobby. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I blame the collectors, because the collectors, first of all, they're not savvy enough to care about the money. They do not care about the resale when they flip. They look at a card and say, "I like the way this card looks." That's dumb. That's what we call stupid. So collectors, because they're not bright people, even though they spout off all these facts about, I know this about this guy and that guy and that guy. And by the way, somebody I parlayed. I had what's his name, Mickey Mouse, a vintage card, Mickey Mouse mantle. I had one of them cards, and I sold that card right before the pandemic, and I got all my Gavin Lux cards.
I see.
So that's really where I stashed up there.
So you took your Mickey Mantle vintage card, not Mickey Mouse Mantle. Mickey Mantle.
Yeah. Okay.
He's one of the premier names in the hobby, and you flipped them for Gavin Lux. Is that to my understanding?
You are correct, sir.
What are the common misconceptions that people have of you?
Some people fail to recognize, this is common, that I'm like the best thing out there. Like that I'm pretty much as good as it gets. And like for instance, I have all these crazy ideas that are brilliant. Like I had this idea to wrap my house in saran wrap, right? And I did this for 3 reasons. One, it's very wasteful, and I'm a big fan of that. 2, it shows, it's a little bit of it shows how much saran wrap I can push, and then 3, makes my house shiny. So these 3 things should convince any naysayers that I'm pretty much the best thing that YouTube or the world or the universe, otherwise known as the Milky Way, I believe, is at here.
So you would consider yourself pretty much a trendsetter?
Yeah, I mean, I would consider, trendsetter. Yes. Trendsetter,
Pretty
yes.
pretty much like what you have going on with how many glasses there? 3 or 4, I see.
Ethan advised me not to comment on the specific amount of glasses that I have here.
So I hear you referencing this Ethan guy that you knew since pre-K. Who
No,
is
no, no,
he?
no, 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 no. Ethan is in pre-K. That's why he's so good at app development.
Oh, really? So that's your partner.
Yeah, he's my partner and advisor. Yeah, he's over here giving me legal advice because the dog that usually helps me with that is unavailable.
And you're comfortable with having a partner that's in pre-K.
Oh, yeah. For so many reasons. I mean, one is for all that he knows about app development, he doesn't know a lot about his worth in finance, which is if it's good for business because it's good for me. And then secondly, there is okay. So I'm gonna give this. This is Patreon advice here. This is Patreon level advice here for my Patreon. It's $500 a month. I want to make sure that you air that on this episode. My Patreon is $500 a month, and these are the kind of morsels that you get. Here's what I've understood about young people. They have a secret. All right. On the whole, young people are gonna live longer. How are they doing that? How are they doing that? I feel like I'm this close to finding out. And when I do, I will share that with you, my Patreon members. So please sign up. And I hope that answered your question. I think I answered that question about as good as I could, given my brain power and the Earth's rotation and its axis. When I say
Unfortunately, I have to admit you haven't really answered any of the questions I've posed, but we're going to continue on with this regardless.
there is a common problem that when I speak, it's at such a high level of intelligence that some people do not recognize it as answer information.
Okay, one major question which a lot of the viewers are asking me to ask.
Hold up. Can you just cut this for a second? Hey, mom. No, I'll be there. You don't have to bring my blankie everywhere because I have a backup blankie. I have a backup blankie. I can bring it. All right. Well, I love you. I love when you call me Skittles. Thank you. Okay, bye.
Unbelievable. I'm actually afraid to continue with this conversation because I don't know how serious you're taking it.
Oh, I'm taking it very seriously. You don't understand how seriously I'm taking it. This, everything, I'm in the matrix. And in the matrix, all those little numbers, those are dollar signs. And I'm seeing dollar signs right now. It's as serious as can be. This is as serious as a heart attack.
I doubt my viewers are learning anything from this about you. And if anything, this is serving as free publicity for you.
Thank you. And I appreciate that free publicity. That's the nicest thing you said all day. And now I have a little bit of respect for you.
Do you have any idea of how serious this interview is supposed to be and you're making a mockery of it?
I'm the subject of the interview. Do I have any idea how serious it is? Yeah, it's as serious as can be. It's me. Hey, you could have gone after Madonna. You could have gone after who else was big in the 90s? You could have gone after all these guys, but you got me.
Okay, so I'm getting ready to close this. I got only a few more questions. As far as the state of the hobby, where do you feel like it's now, whether it's healthy or with NFTs or fractional sharing? How do you feel about that?
Well, okay, on the NFT front, I like NFTs. I think it's a good idea. What I don't like about NFT is they had to make up a word. They made up a word, fungible, right? They try to be fancy and they make up words. Non-fungible token. You're telling me fungible is a word? I'll tell you what you can fungible. Okay, so that kind of bothered me. Fractional investing, Ethan. As soon as he explains it to me, I'm going to tell you how good of an idea that is. And then the state of the hobby is, to me, it's a couple things. One, chrome garbage pail kid cards. Another thing that I think people are overlooking in the hobby is tiny cards. Okay, so like here we have an average size card. Which, by the way, if you see a card of a baseball player belly flopping, best. But down here you have a tiny card. Okay, tiny cards are where it's at because tiny things. They say good things come in small packages. Little Hendersons. Get as many little Hendersons as you can. You'll be thanking me later.
Little Hendersons. I see.
Little Hendersons. Yeah, you see? That's a little Henderson. I mean, you can't tell, but look up to my face. Now you can tell it's little.
Well, I think we have almost everything that we need here.
Sorry, did you want a lollipop?
No.
That doesn't work with this
No.
technology. Yeah.
No. I guess let's wrap this up with one closing question. How do you want to be perceived by your fans or viewers or Patreon members as your lasting legacy? What mark do you want to leave on this earth when everything is said and done with Dougie K?
Yeah, good question. That's a terrific question. It's so good. It's so good that I'm gonna have to kill a little time while I think of an answer. Now that's a fantastic question. I can't even begin to tell you how fantastic that question is. Let me suck on this lollipop a little bit. So my lasting legacy and the mark that I'm going to leave on this planet is that of this utopian wealth for those who know how to rip others. For those who know how to make really good deals. I'll be the model of this utopian experience that can be had for the elite individuals that understand, that see the matrix in dollar signs and can do what I do, which is have a friend named Ethan, gives me good advice. I go after it. I make all the money I can. And I topple one by one, Geoff, Gary V, Vegas Dave, and then you got Dougie K, and the world will remember.
Wow. There you have it. That is the self-absorbed Dougie K, #1 influencer in the hobby. Proud of his plight on life. Thank you, Dougie K, for joining us. You can lose our number. There is definitely not going to be any follow-up interview to this. There you have it.
Thank you very much. Can you still see me?
The collector's fault. What do you feel about that?
I just feel like I need to read my notes on that one.
I'll ask you again.
So 1 second.
Welcome. Here's another episode to Elite Hunters. We are privileged to be joined. Well, did you do that on purpose?
What?
Did you put the lighting on now as I was talking?
I'm sorry, man. Where the money is flowing, right? So I found... Sorry.
What the hell are you doing? Get out of here. Mickey, you really are killing me right now.
Because I wasn't ready to go into chrome garbage pail kids cards.
Can we find out a little about Dougie K? Where? Wow, I'm getting a phone call right now. You can't make this up.
And that they have a secret that they'll live longer. And I'm gonna get to the bottom of that.
What's the question?